Welcome back to my channel, Empowerment. This is Chloe Lauer, your host and guide, and I'm here to do a channeled reading for you for the December 2019 energy forecast. This video is intended for people on an intentional growth path. I found that these growth journeys are satisfying and very challenging. And so in order to support myself and others, I started drawing. So today's channel drawing is actually a sketch I did in October when I was at home visiting my family. And it's entitled New Growth. So on the theme of new growth, and the energy forecast for December 2019, you may identify as a seeker, a spiritual person, perhaps a twin flame or someone in a soulmate relationship, and you're intentionally becoming the best version of yourself that you can in this embodied experience. I believe we're divine beings who have chosen to be embodied in the human form. And there's that inherent tension, between these dual truths about our nature, our true nature, and the nature of reality. And it's challenging to navigate throughout life. So, let's see, what cards do we want today? Let's look to the Universal Golden Tarot. I'm going to be practicing my intuitive reading skills, tapping into the symbology of the cards and to the messages that I'm receiving, and not seeking outside support for the interpretations in this reading. Sometimes I do reference other material. I think all approaches are okay. And I'm always learning. So for the energy forecast for December 2019, as we're completing this year and decade and starting to transition into 2020, what are the overall messages coming through for the month of December? Let's pull 3 cards. That was almost coming out. Yeah, the Magician. Whoop. The Devil. 2 major arcanas. I don't know if that's gonna stand up. Cards are jumpy today. Almost flipping over and then not. Okay. Oh, seriously? Still the 8 of Cups. Okay. Yeah. In the last few weeks, we've seen all of these cards. So we're really being invited with the 8 of Cups to complete incomplete emotional trauma before embarking on a new journey. This person is already looking forward to the future and the journey, but they're leaving some unfinished business behind because there's some missing elements in terms of their emotional landscape and how they're feeling, how they're relating with others and with self. And so there's some dark forces um, at play, some, bondage and trauma and feeling trapped and imprisoned by patterns and ways of being. But we each are the magician and the author of our lives, and we have the power and all the tools at our disposal. This magician has all of the suites. He has the cup, he has the sword, he has the wand, he has the pentacle, and he's infinitely powerful. The magician card is the first card of the major arcana, so it's the start of a new journey. So yeah, new growth being the theme for December. It's still some work to be done, some healing. So let's look at the divine feminine. The divine, we each contain the divine feminine, divine masculine within us. And at different times, we're dealing with various challenges and opportunities in the areas of taking action, which is more masculine, and receptivity, which is more feminine. But sometimes the feminine takes on the role of action, using her intuition, and the masculine may also practice receiving. So there's this dynamic interplay. There's not a fixed way that these energies work. And lately in the collective, in other readings that I've been watching, there's been more alignment between the divine masculine and feminine energies as, the collective moves through healing processes and starts to integrate. So what, in the area of career and vocation, guidance, card for the divine feminine in reverse, 3 of rainbows. And in the area of relationships with self and others, partnership, relationships and relating, maturity in reverse, also suite of rainbows. And in the area of health and well-being, nothingness, also in reverse. Okay. So the divine feminine is still grappling with the fact that she is divinely guided and she's a divine being, but sometimes she feels forlorn and not connected with her true nature. I think that's what's going on with these energies of integrating emotional pain and trauma and releasing from the hold of the devil forces. So it's an invitation to keep reconnecting with our divine nature through meditation, through nature, walks in nature, and to remove influences that are getting in our way. Sometimes I find I talk to too many people about what's going on in my life, and so it may be better to keep some discretion and hold things closer to your heart so that you're not dissipating your energy. Oh yeah, that was in the area of career. and vocation and calling. And in the area of relationships and relating, there's this aspect of full maturity. This is a snake symbol, a circle of the cycle of life and the full spectrum of the rainbow of all the chakras. And so coming into a more mature stance in our relationships and relating, she looks completely content, with who she is. There's a serenity, and you could see she would be someone who would have discretion. And she's totally flowering in her own being. So it's like she's in the garden of her life. It's so beautiful. But in reverse, we're not quite realizing this, and we may still be experiencing these dark edges. So to be gentle with ourselves and be gentle with the dark edges as we're relating with self and others, especially during the holiday season. So the nothingness, this is a major arcana card. I'm going to look up this one to see the correlation. This is in the area of health and well-being. I'm going to see which of the other major arcanas this goes with. In the traditional deck, the Hierophant. Okay, yeah, so that's spiritual wisdom, compassion, understanding. It's kind of like a priest energy, religion, family, and tradition. But then in the Osho deck, it's called nothingness, realizing our true nature as both everything and nothing. Being in the gap can be disorienting and even scary. Nothing to hold on to, no sense of direction, not even a hint of what choices and possibilities might lie ahead. But it was just this state of pure potential that existed before the universe was created. It's kind of like right before the Big Bang. All you can do now is relax into this nothingness, fall into this silence between the words. Watch this gap between the outgoing and incoming breath and treasure each empty moment of the experience. Something sacred is about to be born. That's really beautiful in the area of health and well-being. So don't shy away from not knowing, the unknown, and nothingness. My friend Christina taught me a mantra: the woman of Tao remains unknown. Perfect virtue produces nothing. No self is the true self, and the greatest woman of all is nothing. So when we kind of drop the efforting, we can fall into this greater sense of being, simply existing for the sake of existing and not having to produce or achieve. Okay, and for the divine masculine, we'll do a similar, whoops, what am I? Nothingness just fell away. It's so light. Okay, so for the divine masculine, let me see if I can find the nothingness card first. Okay. One card, please, for career, vocation, and calling. Oh, almost wanted to come out. Okay. 6 of Swords in reverse. Where can I put this so it's visible? Okay. And in the area of relationships and relating, 3 of Swords. Oh, we had that one yesterday. also for the divine masculine. A lot of sword energy. It's like in the mind. Oh, that's too many cards. I'm going to put these back. Too many cards. I'll shuffle again. See if one of them wants to come out again. And in the area of health and well-being. 10 of Swords, all swords energy. Oh. Okay, so with the 6 of Swords, we have a lone figure, a woman looking off into the distance. It's kind of a dark abyss below and a soft light above. Okay, I changed my mind. I am going to look this up because that image is not really speaking a lot to me. Okay, so this is saying objectivity, clarity, and analyzation, and ecstatic vision. So she can see for miles. A woman perches on the edge of a cliff, overlooking a serene rocky landscape and a bright clear sky. She takes in the immense beauty and inspiration from a great vantage point and is able to make informed decisions about her next steps. We have climbed out of confusion and find ourselves having a perspective we did not expect. The joy and relief can be almost overwhelming. The rapturous beauty of our new perspective abolishes our ties to old behaviors and relationships that no longer serve us. But we got it in reverse. So that's perhaps there is still some climbing to do out of old modes of being. Be patient with your process. Yeah, so the divine masculine, you know, as an individual, or the divine masculine within us is still going through a major transformation in their career and vocation. I climbed to the top in my own time, appreciating every step of the way. So we're still going through this transitional process, but we're about to have a really clear, objective perspective. So the 3 of Swords, we have Saturn's rings, we have this ominous creature, and we have this person who looks like they're floundering and being attacked by snakes below. Confusion, depression, fear, and self-doubt. So each of these snakes represents an emotional challenge, doubt, apathy, and fear. The clouds of confusion are breaking. Solutions to fears are starting to surface. Keep encouraging this energy by spending time every day in gratitude for health and love. So then there's been some confusion in the area of relationships and relating and how the divine masculine can navigate those forces. But things are improving. I face my sorrow and love myself through every challenge. So it's really about partnering with ourselves and comforting ourselves when things are challenging. We can be that, you know, shoulder to cry on for ourselves. Ten of Swords looks like a very confusing optical illusion with a snake, you know, coming at you from every direction, but it's the completion of a cycle in the area of health and well-being. Which is kind of like what this was representing, that, you know, space between the breaths where you're not sure what is coming next. Hall of distorted mirrors, fear of one's own anger, fearing insanity, spiraling negativity. The four snakes in a corridor encroach upon a central spiral. This card reflects an uncomfortable state of mind, feeling upset, depressed, angry, and agitated in our own skin. The walls feel like they're closing in, and we may feel like giving up. We may be fearing for our own sanity and may feel like lashing out. During times like these, we have to look to what we can control, our own perspective. The mind is a slippery thing, but with much practice, we can learn to tame the untamed beast. Thankfully, this one was in reverse. So you are beginning to move beyond detrimental states of mind. Comfort may be returning to the landscape of your inner world. You have begun to assimilate the shadow self. I invite calming energy into my mind and have confidence in my mental wellness. Yeah, so the divine masculine is all in the area of the mind and mental state. Whereas the divine feminine, the rainbow suite, represents pentacles. So that's more, three-dimensional practicality and embodiment. Yeah, so there's quite a dynamic between these energies. Let's see if we can get some cards for what could support us as we're moving through these energies. I'm going to look to the Animal Spirit Guidebook. Okay, so one card, please, for the overall guidance. Moth. One card, please, for guidance to support. Oh, interesting. All of these cards were in reverse. But, for the divine masculine, I'm noticing they were coming out of a challenging time. For divine feminine, I think there's just a few more steps until complete integration can happen. Okay, how about one card, please, for the divine feminine? Guidance to come into full maturity and feel completely guided and embracing the potent power of the unknown. Okay, we got the fox. And for the divine masculine, we got the snake. It's very beautiful. This is a flower of life symbol. And actually, all of these came up in reverse. Okay, so what do these animals have to share with us? Moth. So overall, impulsive, hasty, and wishful. The moth is sure the grass is greener on the other side. Kind of like this guy who's like, oh, let me just go over there and everything will be fine. But we bring ourselves with us no matter where we go. Moth energy is at play when we're attracted to easy solutions or anything shiny and new. This can lead to unfinished projects, disappointment, or burnout. It's helpful to remind moth personalities that life is complex. No matter the illusion, one is exempt from the trials, tribulations. No matter the illusion, no one is exempt from the trials and tribulations of this great journey. Practice seeing life as an infinite mystery rather than wishing it was easier or different. So when in balance, enthusiastic and whimsical, when out of balance, idealizes others and jittery. To bring into balance, finish a project. So what's one project that you could finish before the end of the year, or one emotional trauma you could lay to rest, or a conversation to have with somebody to clear the energy between you? So for the divine feminine, we have smart, strong partner or mate, wise teacher. The fox is an enchanting creature with plenty of mystique to go around. Fox personalities are skillful in business and also make great teachers. They are quick to learn and adapt well to new situations. Foxes are ideal life partners as they commit to relationships for the long term, and their natural charisma keeps things exciting. Fox energy helps us stay true to those most dear to us. When this card appears, reconnect to those you love. Foxes don't do well when they slip away. Oh, like if we go into like isolation. When in balance, magical, ingenious teacher, monogamous. When out of balance, sneaky, unsure of their identity. To bring into balance, partnership and connection. So seek out connection with people that are dear to your heart. And then the snake energy, it's the same symbol as we got here. So there is some parallel with, between the divine masculine and the divine feminine, of course. We're on this journey, both on this journey together, or these different elements of ourselves. Guardian of unawakened magic and creative potential. Wow. The snake is a symbol of our highest potential. It is said that Shakti, our creative life force, lies dormant at the base of our spine in the form of a coiled snake. Regardless of whether this image rings true for you, it's well worth considering the amount of unawakened or untapped potential within. What would life look like if you woke it up? How can you stir it from slumber? An experienced yoga or meditation teacher can lead the way. Make haste. The snake card appears when there is no more time to waste. When in balance, prosperous, creative, and charismatic. When out of balance, starts and stops many things. Interesting, related to the moth of unfinished projects. To bring into balance, Kundalini yoga and meditation. And just to lighten things up at the very end, I'll draw one final card from the affirmators. If we just remember one thing for December that can guide us and help smooth things out, what would that be? Follow your heart. I'm always reminded when I follow my heart. I trust the GPS in my heart knows all the best routes. When it seems like it's taking too long to get where I want, I know that's because there's some cool, weird stuff to see along the way. So if you're interested in having your own private reading, you can find all the information below. I will make a drawing just for you after you share with me what's happening in your life, and then do a reading similar to this one to support you. So thank you so much for your likes, shares, and comments. Please let me know how this resonated with you. I intend that there's at least one message that speaks to you in every reading. And if not, just click away. And also, if you find this at another time, it still may be Spirit's way of guiding you to these messages. They are timeless. Thank you, and in abundant love always. Bye.